at 6.
Good evening and thank you for being here tonight for KION News at 6. I'm Veronica Macias. Well, after a heroic rescue in yesterday's shark attack at Lovers Point, the question for some today is whether or not there should have been any warnings to swimmers. Was there a notice that should have been given that could have prevented this shark attack that resulted in swimmer Stephen Broomer being severely hurt? Surveillance video here capturing that moment that he's pulled to shore. Thankfully, a nurse, a police officer, and a surfer among those who rushed to help. Well, tonight we have team coverage for you. Melody Waintal gives us more details surrounding the swimmer in just a moment. But first, we go to KION's Anna Torrea. She's live for us in Pacific Grove and takes a deeper look at what marine experts have observed in the ocean recently and questions them about whether anyone overlooked signs of a possible shark attack.
Well, Veronica, I checked with authorities and a Stanford professor who says there was no way of knowing, despite a Facebook group based here in Pacific Grove called the Harbor Seals of Pacific Grove reporting a seal was bitten 2 weeks ago. Now, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife is leading this investigation, and right now they are collecting evidence and sending it off to their lab. A sign posted at Lovers Point Beach is preventing people from going to the water. Barbara Block, a professor at Stanford University, says yesterday's shark attack is rare.
We have to keep in mind that we live in the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary, and this is one of the wildest places on the planet. And in the Monterey Bay, we've got a lot of animals who come here to actually forage.
According to California Fish and Wildlife, this is the 16th shark incident since 1950 in Monterey County. Block says that animals make their way to Monterey Bay at a certain time of the year. But for white sharks,
usually the white sharks that are involved with an attack would be our larger white sharks feeding on mammals, and they arrive in September, October, November. So the fact that we've had an incident early in the summer, it suggested it might be one of our teenage sharks.
But what reels them into our waters?
We get lots of anchovies or sardines. Right now it's anchovies that then bring in sea lions who like to feed on the anchovies and tuna. And at the same time, the white sharks are searching around to come in contact with pinnipeds.
Aside from the sign that is posted up here and the yellow police tape, there are also CERT volunteer team members who are posted here to remind people not to head down to the beach and that it is closed until Saturday.
When we enter the water, we need to know there is some risk that there are sharks around. There aren't that many sharks, but there's enough to be potentially dangerous, and so we have to keep in mind, where are we swimming, and then are we near a marine mammal colony, and are we in a place that could be considered a foraging zone.
Block says at Hopkins Marine Station, staff keeps track of tagged white sharks that come by and study how long the sharks stay in the region. Now, I did head over to Asilomar State Beach earlier this afternoon, and while I was there, I saw a shark advisory sign had been posted. Now, the incident that happened here at Lovers Point is the second shark incident in California this year. The first one happened down in San Luis Obispo County. Veronica?
Thank you, Anna. And I hear chatter behind you. It sounds like there's a crowd, even though beach is supposed to be closed. What have you seen throughout the day?
Well, like you mentioned, the beach here is closed. No one can go down to the shore where the water is. There are some CERT volunteer team members who are posted where you could enter down to the shore, just reminding people, hey, the beach is closed, but where this incident happened on the beach, there is like a business nearby. So what you're hearing is probably some people playing at the volleyball courts. There's also people who have just been coming by, checking out the beach scene. That's what's going on here.
Thank you, Anna. Well, both Professor Block and Fish and Wildlife say that it's rare for sharks to interact with humans. Lovers Point Beach and Sea Palm Turnout remain closed through Saturday.